Imagine yourself carrying a backpack filled with heavy stones, and each stone represents a past hurt, a betrayal, a lingering resentment. You've been carrying this invisible burden around for years, and maybe you've tried to ignore it or to smile through the pain, but every step you take is colored by its weight. And this constant strain leaves you feeling drained, irritable, and can even feel physically unwell. Many of us think of forgiving another as letting someone off the hook for their actions, freeing them of responsibility. But what if it's actually about releasing yourself from the prison of past pain? What if it's about reclaiming your own power, fostering personal growth, and nurturing your own mental health to be able to forgive yourself? And in extension, maybe the other also. And that's the insight or aha moment I want you to consider from the very start. We're going to unpack the idea of forgiveness in a way that's both empathetic and empowering. We'll delve into what it truly means to forgive and, most importantly, who benefits most from it. We'll look at its various facets, from the subtle to the profound, and see how holding on to resentment can subtly, or not so subtly, undermine your mental well-being. We'll then explore how embracing forgiveness, not as an act of weakness, but as an act of profound self-love and strength, can pave the way for deeper self-awareness and true inner peace. By the end of this video, you can have a fresh perspective on this powerful concept and have some practical insights that you can apply to your own life, moving a bit closer to the personal growth you might be seeking. Welcome here at Mental Health and Astrology, where different worlds connect. My name is Sander de Bot, therapist and astrologer for over 2 decades, and each week we explore how self-awareness can help you navigate life challenges, build stronger connections, and nurture your own mental well-being. This week we're diving into the topic of forgive yourself and boost your self-awareness. So grab a cozy drink, settle in, and let's explore a healthy mindset together. Okay, let's find out what exactly forgiveness and forgiving yourself is and what it means for your mental health. At its core, forgiveness is a deeply personal process of releasing resentment and bitterness towards someone who has wronged you, or even towards yourself. It's not about condoning their actions or forgetting what happened. It's about choosing to let go of the emotional grip that past events have on your present. Think of it like this. Imagine you're constantly replaying a hurtful memory in your mind, like a broken record. Each replay floods your system with stress hormones, keeping you in a constant state of fight or flight. This isn't just uncomfortable, it has real and tangible effects on your mental well-being. For example, I once worked with a client, Petra, who felt creatively blocked. She held a deep-seated resentment toward her former business partner who had betrayed her trust years ago. Petra believed that if she forgave him, it would somehow invalidate her pain or make his actions acceptable. This conviction, while understandable, was like a heavy anchor dragging her down. She experienced chronic insomnia, recurring nightmares, and a pervasive sense of cynicism that leaked into all areas of her life. Her relationship suffered because she projected her past hurts onto new connections, always expecting betrayal. And this is a classic example of how unresolved pain can manifest as real, tangible obstacles to your mental health and overall happiness. Another client, Vincent, struggled with how to forgive himself after making a significant mistake in his career. He constantly berated himself, replaying the scenario, and convinced himself he was inherently flawed. This self-inflicted criticism led to debilitating anxiety and a fear of taking any risks, stifling his professional and personal growth. He was stuck in a loop of self-blame, unable to move forward. The aha moment for Vincent came when he realized that his inability to forgive himself was costing him his present and future opportunities, not only punishing his past self. It was quite a revelation for him that self-compassion, not self-blame, was the key to unlocking his potential. The twist here is that forgiveness isn't about the person who wronged you, it's about you. It's a radical act of self-care. When you choose to release the burden of resentment, you free up immense mental and emotional energy that was previously tied up in anger, bitterness, and rumination. This energy can then be redirected towards more constructive activities like pursuing your passions, nurturing healthy relationships, and cultivating genuine inner peace. It's about taking back control of your emotional landscape, recognizing that while you can change the past, you can change how you respond to it in the present. The shift in perspective is truly empowering for your mental well being. Let's dive deeper into what forgiveness looks like in its balanced, healthy expressions versus its imbalanced, unhelpful manifestations when you cannot forgive yourself or the other. This distinction is crucial for your self awareness and for identifying areas where you might be unconsciously holding yourself back. When you can forgive yourself or others in a healthy, balanced way, it brings profound benefits for your mental and emotional well being. Here are 5 examples. Emotional liberation. Imagine a sense of lightness, like a heavy weight that has been lifted from your shoulders. That's the feeling of true emotional liberation that comes with genuine forgiveness. When you release resentment, you're no longer constantly reliving the pain. This frees up emotional energy that can be channeled into joy, creativity, and connections with others. You might find yourself sleeping better, feeling less irritable, and simply experiencing a greater sense of calm in your daily life. It's really about clearing out old clutter from your mind and creating space for new, vibrant experiences. Enhanced empathy and compassion. Practicing to forgive yourself or others often cultivates a deeper sense of empathy. When you understand that everyone, or at least most people, including yourself, is doing the best they can with the resources they have at any given moment, it becomes easier to extend compassion. This doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior, but rather recognizing the shared human experience of imperfection. This expanded empathy can lead to more fulfilling relationships and a greater sense of connection to the world around you. Improved physical health. The link between your emotional state and physical health is undeniable. Chronic stress, often fueled by unresolved anger and resentment, can manifest as a myriad of physical ailments. Think like high blood pressure, digestive issues, headaches, muscle tensions, and a weakened immune system. When you practice forgiveness, and not only preaching it, you reduce this internal stress, allowing your body to relax and heal. You might find your chronic pains diminishing, your sleep improving, and your overall vitality increasing. It's really an important and powerful link to your mind body connection. Increased resilience and personal growth. As we said before, forgiveness isn't about forgetting, it's about learning. When you process and release past hurts, you gain valuable insights into your own boundaries, needs, and strengths. This process builds emotional resilience, making you better equipped to navigate future challenges. It's a stepping stone for profound personal growth, where you turn painful experiences into opportunities for wisdom and strength. And with that, you become the hero of your own story, not the victim. Reclaiming your power. Holding on to a bitterness gives power to the person who hurt you. It means their actions continue to dictate your emotional state, long after the event itself. Forgiving yourself or others is about reclaiming that power. It's an active choice you make to prioritize your own inner peace and mental health. over the desire to punish or hold on to a narrative of victimhood. And this act of self empowerment is transformative and puts you back in the driver's seat of your life. Now, let's look at the flip side. When forgiveness is imbalanced, maybe because it's not possible in your mind or it's absent, the consequences can be significant for your mental health and overall life. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and then expecting the other person to suffer. How strange is that? But this is exactly what happens when you can't forgive the other. You poison yourself, your own mind, and your own life with sick thoughts. Physically, this can lead to chronic inflammation, heart problems, increased chances to illness, and persistent fatigue. Emotionally, you might experience constant bitterness, cynicism, difficulty in trusting others, anxieties, depressions, and a sense of stagnation in your life. And this constant internal battle can manifest as explosive anger or withdrawal, which can damage your relationships and hinder your personal growth. You might find yourself stuck in a loop, unable to move forward and continuously replaying past hurts. Cultivating a balanced approach to forgive yourself and others brings a wealth of positive outcomes. It gives space for deep, genuine healing, emotional freedom, and the ability to engage with life from a place of openness rather than defensiveness. On a physical level, this can translate to reduced stress, improved sleep, and a stronger immune system. Mentally and emotionally, you gain inner peace, clarity, and the capacity for deeper, more authentic connections. It's about living a life less burdened by the past and more open to the possibilities of the present and the future. I would encourage you to reflect on these points. Have you noticed any of these imbalances in your own life? What feels heavy for you right now? And if you want, share your stories in the comments below. You might be surprised how many others resonate with the same kind of experience. Collective sharing and realizing you're not alone can be a power on its own. Let progress by exploring how forgiveness, or the challenges with it, can give insights through the lens of astrology. Remember, I'll use general interpretations so they can work out slightly different in your own natal chart. Think of these insights as helpful guides offering aha moments that can resonate with your own experiences. When we speak about the emotional grip of past hurts and the journey towards how to forgive yourself or others, we often look at specific planetary placements and aspects in a natal chart. Let's start with considering the concept of letting go and moving forward. The zodiac signs ruled by Jupiter, like Sagittarius, which embodies optimism, expansion, and the search for truth and meaning, or Pisces, which is all about letting go, compassion, forgiving, and hope, are coming to mind. A strong Sagittarius influence, perhaps with the Sun or Jupiter in Sagittarius in the ninth house, the house of higher learning, philosophy, and long or international journeys, can indicate a natural inclination towards forgiveness as a path to liberation. These individuals often understand that holding on to grudges simply weighs them down and prevents them from exploring new horizons. They intuitively know that the art to forgive yourself or others is a form of release, an act of self awareness that allows for further personal growth. Conversely, individuals with strong Cancer or Scorpio placements in the fourth or eighth houses. These houses are related to roots, emotional security, and transformation, might find it harder to release past hurts due to deep emotional attachment to their experiences, or a protective instinct that makes them cautious when it comes to vulnerability. Forgiving might feel like a risky surrender for them. However, it is precisely for these individuals that the act of forgiveness can be most profoundly transformative, leading to an incredible inner peace and the release of long held burdens. For instance, the moon represents your emotional nature, your ingrained patterns, and how you seek security. If someone, for example, has a moon in Scorpio, their emotional experiences tend to be intense, deep, hitting hard, and can involve significant trust issues or a tendency to hold on to past wounds. Petra, my client who struggled with her betraying business partner, had a prominent Scorpio moon. This placement, coupled with a challenging aspect to Pluto, the planet of transformation, power, and often also obsession, meant that her emotional wounds went very deep and her natural inclination was to cling to the pain as a way of feeling in control or ensuring she wouldn't be hurt again. And her mental well being was heavily impacted by this deep seated emotional pattern. Another classic indicator for holding on to grudges or struggling with self forgiveness involves the planet Saturn, which represents boundaries, limitations, lessons, and karma. If Saturn is making a challenging aspect to the Moon or Venus, the planet of relationships and values, in a natal chart, it can indicate a tendency to carry past burdens, feel unworthy of forgiveness, or struggle to release emotional pain, which can make it harder to forgive yourself or others, but it's still not impossible. Vincent, who couldn't forgive himself for his career mistake, had a Saturn Moon conjunction in his chart. This aspect often signifies a deep sense of responsibility and self criticism, where one can be their own harshest judge. His difficulty in forgiving himself stemmed from an internalized belief that he had to be perfect, and any perceived failure was a moral indictment. This heavy energy directly impacted his personal growth and led to significant anxiety. The transits of Pluto or Saturn can also bring up issues of forgiveness. A Pluto transit over a personal planet or through a house can force you to confront deeply buried resentment and power dynamics, pushing you towards profound transformation and release. Similarly, a Saturn transit can bring challenging lessons around responsibility, self worth, and the need to release what no longer serves your highest good, often prompting you to engage in acts of forgiveness for your own mental well being, and not in the first place for the other. For me, astrological insights are tools for self awareness, not deterministic fate. It highlights potential energetic patterns that become visible in your natal chart and can bring insights and understanding of the current situations with progressive charts like transits and progressions. It encourages you to explore how these energies might play out in your real life, offering those aha moments of recognition. I highly encourage you to explore your own natal chart or consult an experienced astrologer. In the visual storytellings on this channel, you can find some wonderful resources for exploring your own chart. So, how to forgive yourself or others, and how does this fit into the bigger picture of your mental and emotional health? For sure, it's not just a single act you do once. It's a profound ongoing practice that directly impacts your daily life and your overall well being. Think about it. Every time you encounter a trigger, a memory, or a person connected to a past hurt that hasn't been forgiven, you experience a subtle or not so subtle stream of negative emotions. This creates a constant undercurrent of stress, which can deplete your energy, fog your clarity, and even hinder your creativity. Let's take a relatable example. Imagine you had a falling out with a close friend years ago, and you've never truly forgiven them. And now, every time you scroll through social media and see a picture of them or hear their name in conversations, your stomach clenches and you feel a rush of anger or sadness. And this isn't just a emotional inconvenience, it's a recurring psychological response that keeps your nervous system on edge. Practicing forgiveness doesn't mean you have to be best friends again, but it does mean that you can see their picture, hear their name, and feel a sense of calm or even indifference rather than the painful search. That's the true liberation for your mental well being. Another example, perhaps you made a significant career mistake years ago, and you still beat yourself up about it. Every new project, every new opportunity is met with an internal voice of doubt and self criticism, echoing that past failure. And this self inflicted judgment can paralyze you, preventing you from taking risks or pursuing your true potential. The need to forgive yourself in this context means acknowledging the mistake, learning from it, and then releasing the need to punish yourself endlessly. It means recognizing that you are more than your past errors, and that every moment is a chance to start fresh, fostering personal growth. Practical advice here is to view forgiveness as a gift you give to yourself. It's about untangling yourself from the emotional chains of the past so you can fully embrace your present and create a brighter future. Start small. Perhaps it's forgiving yourself for a minor misstep or letting go of a small complaint you hold against someone. Notice how even these small acts of release create more space and lightness within you. And this is truly an empowering journey towards inner peace and deeper self awareness. While self help and self awareness are powerful tools, please remember that if you are struggling with significant emotional pain, trauma, or mental health challenges, it is absolutely okay and often crucial to seek professional help. Don't be shy to contact a doctor, therapist, or counselor in your local region. They are there to support you on your journey. On a personal note, I found that some of my deepest breakthroughs as a therapist and in my own life have come from embracing the radical act of forgiveness. There were several times in my life when I held on to a deep resentment. There was an internal need to forgive others, but its first act was to forgive myself. One of them was towards a family member for something that happened in my youth. It bubbled beneath the surface, affecting my ability to fully connect and even manifesting a physical tension in my shoulder and neck. It wasn't until I consciously decided to forgive, not for their sake but for my own inner peace, that I felt a profound shift. It wasn't an overnight magical cure, but a gradual softening in a period of weeks and sometimes months. And what followed was a sense of lightness and freedom, which I hadn't realized that I was missing. And it allowed me to move forward with greater compassion for myself and for others, and it deepened my understanding in what true mental well being means. Remember, you have the potential for immense growth and change. You are not defined by your past hurts, but by your capacity to heal, to learn, and to choose forgiveness as a pathway to a more fulfilling and empowering life. Now, let's engage in a powerful yet simple exercise to help you connect with the energy of forgiveness and cultivate inner peace. This is something you can easily integrate into your daily life. The release breath meditation. This exercise is designed to help you consciously release emotional tension and resentment, creating space for forgiveness and mental well being. Here's how to do it. Step 1. Find your own inner island again. Find a quiet, comfortable space where you won't be disturbed. You can sit in a chair with your feet flat on the ground or lie down if that's more comfortable. Then close your eyes gently and take a few deep, slow breaths, allowing your body to relax and your mind to settle. Let any thoughts or distractions simply float by, acknowledging them without judgment. And then gently bring your focus to your breath. Step 2. Identify the stone. Bring to mind a specific person, situation, or even yourself that you're holding resentment towards. Don't force it, just let whatever comes up naturally surface. This isn't about reliving the pain, but acknowledging its presence. Imagine this resentment or unresolved feeling as a heavy stone in your hand. Feel its weight, its texture, its coldness. Notice where you feel this stone in your body. Perhaps a tightness in your chest, not in your stomach, or tensions in your shoulders. Step 3. Inhale. Now take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. And as you inhale, imagine you are breathing in pure, compassionate energy. This energy isn't about ignoring what happened, but about accepting that it happened. It's about acknowledging your feelings without judgment. Focus your breath on the area where you felt the stone. Breathe into that tension, that discomfort. Allow yourself to feel it fully and completely, without trying to push it away. Step 4. Exhale. As you slowly exhale through your mouth, imagine you are releasing the stone. Visualize it, dissolving, melting away, or simply floating out of your being, all with your breath. Then, with each exhale, say silently to yourself, I release this. I release the need to hold on to this pain. Focus on softening the area where you felt the tension. Feel the space opening up within you. You might even visualize a dark cloud or energy dissipating with your breath, replaced by lightness and clarity. Step 5. Repeat and deepen. Continue this cycle for 5 to 10 minutes. Inhale, acceptance. Exhale, release. And with each breath, feel the stone becoming lighter, smaller, until it eventually disappears. You might notice a subtle shift, a softening, a sense of inner spaciousness. Don't expect dramatic fireworks. Forgiveness is often gentle and gradually unfolding. Step 6. After the exercise, when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Do you feel a little lighter, a little calmer? This exercise is incredibly helpful because it bypasses the analytical mind and works directly with your body's nervous system, allowing you to release stored emotional tensions. It teaches your body and mind to let go, creating a pathway for inner peace and fostering your mental well-being. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to release these energetic connections. I encourage you to try this exercise whenever you feel resentment or judgment bubbling up, whether towards others or to yourself. It's a tangible way to practice forgiveness in real time. How did this exercise feel for you? Did you notice any shifts or insights? I'd love to hear your experiences. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. On a personal note, this release breath has been important for me. There are days when I feel that familiar tightness or past frustrations, even minor ones, that are trying to creep back in. When I take a moment to check in with myself, pause for a moment and use this breathing exercise, I can literally feel the energy and the physical tension in my body beginning to soften, and my mind clears. And with that, it's a powerful reminder that forgiveness isn't a grand one time declaration, but a series of small, intentional releases that accumulate over time, leading to profound inner peace. It's a subtle wink from your body telling you that it's ready to let go. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the power of our mind with this week's topic: Forgive Yourself, Boost Your Self Awareness. We've seen how holding on to resentment is like carrying a heavy backpack, impacting your mental health and personal growth. The profound benefits of a balanced energy that leads to ways of how you can forgive yourself as well as others, bringing emotional liberation, improved physical health, and greater resilience. We also talked about the astrological placements like the moon in Scorpio or Saturn moon aspects, which can offer insights into your patterns of holding on to or releasing emotional burdens, guiding you towards self awareness, and how practicing the release breath can be a powerful tool for cultivating inner peace and mental well being. My passion lies in helping you feel more connected, understood, and empowered in your daily life, whether we're delving into mental health or tapping into planetary energies. If today's message resonated with you, let me know your thoughts and leave a comment. You found this channel for the first time. Well done and welcome aboard. Subscribe and ring that ship's bell to set course for your own mental health. Together, we can navigate life challenges with clarity and compassion. And please remember, astrology is a wonderful guide, but it's your own choice that shapes your path. Take care of your heart and mind, stay healthy, and I hope to see you next week. Maybe now is a good time to take a look at this video, where we spoke about how to master conflicts in your personal or professional life, which is directly connected with forgiveness and boosting your self-awareness. I hope to see you there in a second.